Now, I would like to formally introduce the Fall 2025 candidates for graduation of the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute. Good morning and welcome to our campus for the 17th graduation exercises of the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute. My name is Gerald Duhon and I'm the Executive Director here at NOCHI. Today represents the achievement of a goal set by each of our culinary arts and baking and pastry arts students. Their journey started with the first day of class on July 14th. That journey concludes here today with this ceremony. But as important as this milestone is to each graduate and to the family and friends that have gathered here today, it's also important for our unique culture here in New Orleans. Culinary arts and baking and pastry arts, like all art, must be nurtured. It must be intentionally passed down. These graduates are the next generation of chefs that will keep hospitality and food heritage evolving, while keeping our cherished traditions modern, living, and breathing creations. To each of you, I say to our graduates, thank you for promoting what is proudly ours, and congratulations again on your accomplishment. NOCHI is a nonprofit and an asset of our community. We're governed by a volunteer board of directors. Today, we're joined by two of our directors. I'd like to ask them to please stand to be recognized. Liz, Jim, thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Chef Anna Castro, chef and owner of Akamaya. Chef Castro was raised by her grandmother in Mexico City. It was in her grandmother's kitchen that Anna's curiosity awoke, not only about food's sourcing and preparation, but also about the healing properties that a meal cooked with love and passion can bring to those who share a table. Inspired, Chef Castro pursued a formal culinary education at Le Cordon Bleu and then spread her wings. She has traveled and cooked around the world, from India to Denmark, New York City to New Orleans. Since laying down roots here in our city, Chef Anna has worked her way up from line cook to sous chef to executive chef, and of course now chef and owner. In 2021, Chef Castro opened Lengua Madre with a desire to showcase Mexican cuisine through her lived experience. Under her leadership, Lengua Madre was a semifinalist for the 2022 James Beard Foundation's Awards Best New Restaurant. It was also included in the New York Times 2021 Best Restaurants in America and Bon Appetit's 50 Best New Restaurants in 2022. She was named one of Food & Wine's Best New Chefs in 2022 and went on to become a 2023 finalist for the James Beard Foundation's Best Chef South. In July 2024, Chef Anna started the next chapter of her career as a first-time owner alongside her sister, Lydia Castro, with the opening of Akamaya, a contemporary Mexican restaurant that features dishes rooted in Mexican flavors and techniques while celebrating the bounty of the Gulf of Mexico. Since opening, Akamaya has been awarded 2 stars by the New York Times, which I might add is the first time that a restaurant has been reviewed by the Times outside of New York City. Akamaya was also given a Bib Gourmand status in the inaugural Michelin Guide South 2025, has also been named the Best New Restaurant by Esquire in 2024, as well as Bon Appetit, Condé Nast Traveler, and The Robb Report in 2025, among many, many other accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Anna Castro.
Wow, I did all that. Funny thing, I've always had help. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud families, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Ana Castro, and it is my distinct pleasure to be here in the halls of the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute, addressing you all on a most important day, a day of celebration and joy. A day to honor the hard work, passion, and dedication that you all have poured into your culinary education. I am honored to share this moment with you and would love to take this as an opportunity to tell you a bit more about myself and my journey as a chef. I was actually born in Texas, and I was raised in Mexico City alongside my little sister Lydia by our paternal grandmother, and so many aunts, so many that I can't count. And don't worry, this is not really a story about how my abuelita taught me how to make tortillas and a perfect mole. I've heard that story a million times, and quite frankly, I'm a little bored of it. You see, Mexico City is one of the most densely populated cities in the entire world. And my grandmother is a modern woman of many, many interests. She took bodybuilding when she was 50, and she taught all of us how to roller skate. I was actually the only one that did not graduate from that very intense program. Cooking for her family was and is to this day something that brings her joy. But she enjoys looking at the ocean in silence more, and this is my favorite version of her, by the water with the breeze on her face. My story is the story of my family, who raised me not to be the chef or the leader that I have become, the person that I am standing before you today. They raised me to be brazenly myself. From a young age, I was always curious about food. My grandfather indulged this curiosity by bribing the butcher so I could sneak behind the counter and see half a cow hanging, or all kinds of different sea creatures lying dead over ice blocks at the La Viga seafood market in Mexico City. Perhaps a deroute or a pit stop during the family road trip to try some odd-looking fruit on the side of the highway. Even back then, my idea of fun seemed quirky to everyone around me. I was drawn to food not just for the act of cooking itself, in what I define this day as its analog glory, but for its role in defining culture, for its power, because food is not merely sustenance. It is a bridge that connects us to our heritage, nature, and the world at large. It's what makes us humans human. When I first embraced the culinary arts as a career choice, I was really scared. My family has many, many gifted engineers and architects and one doctor. So you can see how my choice was unique, to say the least. I was never really scared of failing. My main fear was getting lost. I had no example and no map. For me, there would be no following in my father's footsteps. It took me years to realize that that same lack of a map, the one I feared when I was young, has been perhaps the single most liberating factor that has ever impacted my life and my career. You see, in my father's words, the world belongs to those who dare. When I was 22, I graduated from culinary school. 2 months later, I dared to leave Mexico and travel to India to better understand the use of spices. That was the official reason. That's what I told my dad when I asked him to buy my flight. Unknowingly, I embarked on a 1-year solo adventure. I watched the sunset in Chowpatty Beach in Mumbai as I ate pav bhaji and enjoyed pulao for the first time in the backwaters of Goa. After that, I went to Europe. I started in London. I ended up living in a farm in Slovenia, and a couple months later, I called my father from Istanbul while sipping tea to inform him on my 23rd birthday that I was ready to come home. Upon my return, I took a job at a restaurant that was very, very famous at the time, San Pellegrino 50 Best, all of those things. And I quickly realized that my horizon had broadened. And 4 months after, I decided to move to New York City. I cut my teeth working for John George and a couple Michelin star establishments. I learned how to cook, that is for sure. But I forgot to live my life. 4 years later, that imbalance proved unsustainable. I was tired because I had ignored my intuition and bypassed my boundaries. In a drastic change, I packed my bags up and moved to New Orleans, where my sister Lydia was attending college. I found a job that I like, and I started making friends and enjoying the change of pace. At some point, I took a break. I went to Denmark because I thought that what I wanted to do was really explore the Danish cuisine movement. Well, I was there for 5 months, and I found out that Denmark is a very, very boring place, and there's not, it's just kind of like flat. Beautiful. clean. We love it. But it's very boring. So I came back. And after the pandemic, the opportunity to be the executive chef of a project, something that I have always wanted, presented itself with Lengua Madre. And so it began. I was on the verge of opening this ambitious contemporary Mexican tasting restaurant, presented from the lens of my lived experience with all these lofty, lofty statements. But I didn't know how to make tortillas. So I called a friend of mine in Atlanta, and I asked her, and I was like, hey, Marisela, can you help me out? She was like, yeah, come to Atlanta. You can stay in my house. I'll help you everything that there is. Upon her dropping me off at the airport, she told me, hey, Anna, just remember, you weren't born knowing how to make pasta, but somehow you learned it in culinary school, right? You weren't born knowing how to make tortillas, and now you do. It's just practice. It is. It's a labor of love. What I discovered was my style of cooking after some time. And it had been there all along, which was something that I was surprised. My style of cooking, my culinary identity, is a carbon copy of my personal identity, informed by the same things that make me smile and pique my interest, the same music, the same art, the same things in nature. 2 years later, after many awards and critical acclaim, it was not enough again. It was not enough to be the chef of a wildly successful restaurant, a restaurant that put my name on the map. I wanted to own it. I quickly realized there was no path to ownership, so I did something I was scared to do. I quit. This was tremendously empowering. I started over with Acamaya. I wanted to come out of the gate strong, and I did. Not because of my skill set as a chef, but because of the community that I had spent 1 decade nurturing in New Orleans. Acamaya has been the most difficult thing I have ever done. My favorite thing about it is that I have never had to carry the challenges alone, and I get to share the almost ridiculous amount of victories with my team that is made up of some of my best friends. As you prepare to step into your culinary careers, I urge you to carry that sense of self with you. Remember that self is ever evolving, since we, as individuals, exist in a constant state of discovery and change. What you think you might want to do today, it will adjust. It will take shape. Embrace the shifts. In the words of my grandmother, only wise people change their mind. I want to share a few lessons that I've learned throughout my culinary journey. Some of these are very obvious, and some others are a bit more complex. Embrace your roots, but don't let them define you. Don't be late. And if you are, check someone. Stay curious and keep learning. Be humble. Feedback is a gift. Treat it as such. In order to be able to be honest with others, you need to be honest with yourself. Find a mentor. Build community. Yes, community is built. You have to be in community. And be of service to others. Have integrity. Stretch every morning and every night. I swear to God, it's gonna pay off at some point. Yeah. Take time off and find balance. Not everything needs a garnish. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Taste everything. Yes, it probably needs more salt. You will make mistakes. Forgive yourself for them, but also learn from them. Inspiration comes from everywhere, not just from food. If you only look at food for inspiration, you're stuck in an echo chamber. Go outside, go for a walk, talk to people, listen to music, go to a museum. That's where inspiration comes from the world. Live with passion. Know that your life is lived outside of the four walls of a restaurant, and what you do inside of those four walls is only a part of you, and it does not define your value or your identity as a human being. Knowledge is currency. Embrace change and be nimble. Have self-discipline. Never, ever sign a non-compete. Get a lawyer. I didn't, by the way. But creativity is not measurable. You can stop living, don't go into this thinking with capitalistic standards of production. More is more and more and more. This is not the way it goes. This is slow. Don't work for free. Do not work for free. Have boundaries and make them known. Advocate for yourself and for others. And finally, trust your intuition. Remember that you are part of the future of our culinary world, and you're not just graduates. You will be innovators, creators, and storytellers. And as you step out of these doors, carry with you the knowledge and skills and experiences you have gained here. But note that the road ahead is long and it's full of joy and challenges. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to address you all on such an important date. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. I truly cannot wait to see how each and every one of you will contribute to the world of the culinary arts and beyond. And if I can ever be of service, you absolutely know where to find me. Excelsior.
Thank you, Chef Castro. 2025 was an extraordinary year for us here at NOCHI. Most notably, our school achieved initial accreditation, and we were blessed with the largest ever charitable gift in support of our work. But 2025 was also the year that our students were able to fully access federal student aid. The journey to get to this point was long and winding, 6 years in fact. A champion of our efforts to offer this student benefit was Congressman Troy Carter. Please turn your attention to our screen for a short message from Representative Carter.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congressman Troy Carter, and I proudly represent Louisiana's 2nd Congressional District. I'm honored to join you at today's graduation ceremony for the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute's Culinary Art and Baking and Pastry Certificate Program. First and foremost, I want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all of you. This graduation is a celebration of your 6 months of hard work at NOCHI and the quality and passion you have shown as you prepare to enter the next chapter of your lives and careers. Your dedication to culinary traditions help preserve the rich, vibrant cuisine that defines our culture, and you could not have chosen a better place to master your craft. My staff and I had a chance to enjoy a meal at NOCHI just back in May. It did not disappoint. It was incredible, and I know it was made with love. As the only accredited culinary school in New Orleans, NOCHI plays a vital role in shaping the region's hospitality workforce. Restaurants, hotels, tourism operators, and major event venues all rely on the skilled, homegrown talent cultivated right here. Today, you become a part of that fabric, that legacy. Whether you go on to lead a kitchen, start your own business, create new recipes, or carry traditions to the world, know that you are now a part of not only NOCHI's story, but New Orleans' story as well. Your gifts will fuel our culture and bring joy to countless people at every table you touch. I can't wait to see what each of you will accomplish. I know you will continue to make us proud. Thank you, congratulations, and may God bless you all during this upcoming new year and all year long.
Now for our graduate recognitions. I invite our Director of Education, Chef Kent Levan, to the stage to start us off.
So there are many milestones that we have hit in this 6 months that we've been together during our journey through our certificate program. There were a couple awards that we have recognized already that I would like to take a moment to recognize in front of all of our friends and family that are here with us. Earlier this cohort, on day 75 exactly, we announced the recipient of the Alma Knife Award. The Alma Knife Award is presented by the Alma Knife Company, specifically a gentleman by the name of True, who is not able to be here today. But this award is to recognize a member that is underrepresented in our community, that has had to persevere and overcome several obstacles in their life, not only to be here and to be a student, but to show how to be successful going forward and in through many different parts of their life. All of our students were asked if they wanted to participate to please write an essay, or they could nominate someone. And that person that we were able to recognize earlier in the cohort, who I'd like to have stand up right now and be recognized, is none other than Sharika Jr. Many of our young chefs here are probably a little exhausted from all the group me messaging that has happened and the constant reminders of, hey, you need to be on time, you need to show up, you need to communicate, and all of those things that was a daily struggle for some. But in this industry, being present is a huge part of being considered to be a professional. But we all know that sometimes life happens. Life be life, and sometimes, right? There's the good and the bad. There's the family emergencies. There's the I got a flat tire on my way to school. There's the I'm stuck in traffic. I didn't know this train was going to leave at this time this morning, chef. I really don't know what to do. There's cold and flu season. And all the other myriads of communications that you have given to us as to what you are dealing with to be here. That being said, there is a remarkable number of you. Mise en place every time. That not only did you meet the challenges that you were dealing with, you made it here for all 103 days. With a smile on your face or not, you were here, you were in the building. I'd like to ask these 7 people to please stand up and be recognized as having perfect attendance for this cohort. So if my perfect attendance students could please stand and be recognized, I would like to call you out. That is Zaye Bissant, Narcisse Burchell, Sharika Jr., Mariah Kircher, Emma Lloyd, Bailey Tron, and Lutron. Thank you, chefs. That golden whisk, once again, please don't cook with it. That is spray paint. Sometimes even after a grueling 6 months, 103 days of going through all of this and the dedication, there is still that type of student that says, I want more. I want to do it again. And we have 3 students in this cohort that chose to do that. NOCHI lovingly refers to them as our back for second students. So not only did they graduate previously from the Culinary Arts program, these 3 individuals have come back and today are graduating from the Baking and Pastry Arts program. I'd like to ask these 3 individuals to please stand and be recognized by their peers and their friends and family for what they have accomplished. Once again, that is Mariah Kircher, Leslie Giroux, and Amani Joseph. So now we have a couple awards that we'd like to give out that are going to be a surprise to the recipients. These are the unknowns. These awards really do speak to the mission and vision of NOCHI and what some of those values are. The New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute. Hospitality is in our name. It's something that we strive for. Hospitality is hard to have a short conversation to get people to understand exactly what is hospitality. Is it just the experience? Is it the greeting? It's all of those things that are put together. The T. Adelaide Martin Hospitality Hero Award is a way for us to honor a student that has embodied the spirit of hospitality, not just from providing front of house service during pop-up, but from the day one when they walked in the door. The way they've greeted both their peers as well as the rest of staff and faculty that have come on campus. Different guests that have joined us for a family meal and throughout their time in the curriculum. What I would like to do is invite our previous award winner to come up to present this cohort's award winner. So I would like to please ask if Alvin Johnson, who is a graduate of the Culinary and Culinary Arts program from the Spring 2025 class, to come up to announce who the recipient is for this class.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations, chefs. Okay, when I received the NOCHI Hospitality Award, I was truly honored. Honestly, I was shocked, a little surprised. Hospitality is quiet work. It's not always flashy, and it often happens when no one is watching. But it's the heart of what we do. Standing here today presenting this award to the second recipient means a lot to me. It says that NOCHI values not just skill and technique, but care, presence, and the way we treat people. For many of us, hospitality started long before culinary school. It may have started with family, with food as love, with kitchens where everyone was welcome, and tables where there was always room for one more. Those memories stay with us, and they shape how we cook, how we serve, and how we show up for others. In the restaurant industry, we don't just serve meals, we hold moments. Guests walk through our doors carrying celebrations, stress, joy, sometimes pain. and we may never know their full story, but we have the power to change how they feel, even for a short time. That's what hospitality is all about. Not perfection, but intention. Not just service, but care. This award recognizes someone who shows up consistently and shows heart. Someone who makes people feel seen, welcome, and valued, whether they're a guest, a teammate, or a stranger. To today's recipient, this is an honor and it's well deserved. I'm proud to pass this award on to you, and even prouder to know that for our industry, it's in hands like yours. Congratulations, Narcisse Burrell.
Very well deserved, Chef. The next award that we would like to present is, as the NOCHI family of alumni grows, so does our legacy. And you are all a part of that legacy now. It is not just that you're a part of it, you are the legacy. The Fleur de Wheat Award is an award that is given to a student that is the embodiment of NOCHI, whose words and actions are the personification of that NOCHI experience, that is the ambassador of that legacy. Most importantly, this award was determined by the group of peers, by the student body itself, that this is someone that you felt is someone that gives great representation to NOCHI. To give this award, I would like to invite up our previous award winner, graduate of the Culinary Arts program from spring 2025, Elizabeth Algero.
This award's different. Students didn't apply for it or earn it based on academic performance. This award is special because it's voted on by the students in their class. It's what they see in that person every single day. This person goes out of their way to help others every chance they get and helps lead fellow classmates. I've been told specifically about this person that they would do anything to help their classmates or the people around them. Winning this award last year was a true honor, and I'm honored to present this award to Lou Tran.
The next award that we would like to hand out is our Lawrence Rua Memorial Scholarship, an honor that is presented in tandem with our partnership with Sodexo Live. Sodexo Live is the hospitality partner to some of the nation's and world's most iconic entertainment venues, including the National World War II Museum and the Ernst Memorial Convention Center here in New Orleans. Over the past year, Sodexo Live has also been a partner with NOCHI with delivering the Taste of Hospitality service trainings offered here at NOCHI to all of New Orleans hospitality workers. To present this award on behalf of Sodexo Live, please welcome Michelle Margarito, General Manager at the National World War II Museum, and Antoinette Hayes, Director of Training and Development at the Memorial Convention Center.
For over 20 years, Lawrence Rue was a leader, a teammate, and a friend to all within our organization. He was a mentor to many and revered by all. Unfortunately, he tragically passed in an accident, leaving us far too young. Since then, we have sought to keep his legacy alive through naming this scholarship for him and hopefully inspiring the next generation of hospitality leaders to act as Lawrence did by providing an inspiration and example to everyone around them, a leader who embodies the lasting spirit of Lawrence, always leading with love and laughter, encouraging teamwork, and being an unstoppable force for positive change.
The recipient of this award will travel to Sodexo headquarters in Paris for a week-long immersive experience, where they'll train and visit with world-class chefs and hospitality professionals at Sodexo-operated properties, like the Michelin-starred Jules Verne restaurant in the Eiffel Tower, the luxury dinner cruises along the River Seine, and the Lenote School of Culinary Arts, leaving with an unparalleled knowledge that will set them apart in their careers. So, without further ado, in recognition of exceptional talent, character, and commitment to excellence in the culinary arts, we are honored to present this award to Justin Barajas.
So much does happen in such a short time, and it really does take an absolute army of people and personalities to get to this type of day. We would like to acknowledge the following organizations and donors that have also generously provided scholarships to the students and cohort. Representatives like these scholarship partners, please stand if you are here to be recognized. But from NAFM, from the Aran Sanchez Scholarship Fund, Impact Fund, I apologize, and from the Magazine Vietnamese Cafe. I would also like to have a moment to please recognize the incredible arsenal of instructors that have helped you get to this point. Without their talent, passion, and dedication, there wouldn't be a day like today. So chefs, if you could please stand. We have Chef Rebecca Klaskala, Chef Matt Sirks, Chef Blair Tiller, Chef Jacob Anguiano, Chef Kaylin Gray, Chef Danae Reddick, Chef Chris Bowley, Chef Byron Bradley, and Jed Gauthier. 6 months, so 103 days. That's all the time it took for us to get to here. 6 months ago, we were all having breakfast burritos and going on our first field trip together, where we threw you all into a bus and said, get to know each other. 5 months ago, baking and pastry art students presented their first plated dessert showcase. Only 4 months ago, culinary arts presented their garde-manger showcase. 3.5 months ago, culinary was creating vegetarian entrees, and baking and pastry was dealing with how to cook with sugar substitutes and different fats, some of which we found out people are highly allergic to. Just 3 short months ago, you were in each other's clog, so to speak, because we asked you to go and see what the other part of the discipline was like. Culinary was in baking and pastry was in culinary. 2.5 months ago, you all stood on this very stage and gave your presentations for pop-up concepts. That is when Embers first started to come to life. 1.5 months ago, we ate your Nola Modern dishes and came to your chocolate showcase. And only a month ago, did Embers actually seat its first guest. And just yesterday, all of this came together as you showed up and showed who you are as young culinarians with your friends and family banquet. All that to be said is that times can get difficult. Remember that you only have to live in that day one time. Does that mean tomorrow's going to be better? No. It might have its own different set of circumstances you have to deal with, but you only have to get through that day and those challenges one time. And if you keep pushing yourself to do one day at a time and challenge yourself to get through it and learn something and come out on the other side, look at what happens when you stack 100 days together. All the different things that you've accomplished in such a short amount of time. The Army that has helped us get to where we are today will continue to be here and support you even as alumni and graduates. This support network does not go away. In the industry, when you are on the job, no chef is going to look at you and say, that is a B+ hollandaise, or that focaccia is worthy of an A. But in this educational setting, you may have heard some of those things from your instructors. We do have to talk about grades. And because we are talking about grades, that means that we do have salutatorian and valedictorian of each class, where the grades have contributed to who is the top of each class. And so at this time, I would like to move into announcing our salutatorians and valedictorians. Chef? It is my pleasure to ask our salutatorian for the Baking and Pastry Arts program to please come forward and be recognized for all of their hard work and accomplishment. And that salutatorian is Mariah Kircher. And now I would like to invite the valedictorian for the Baking and Pastry Arts for the Fall 2025 cohort to please come up and be recognized, but also to give a few words. And for that person to come forward, that'll be Sharika Jr.
Good morning, everyone. It is truly an honor to stand here as valedictorian. I honestly never imagined when I first came into this school that I would be standing on this stage. My journey here has been amazing. I came into this school with passion for baking and cake decorating, but I'm leaving here with so much more than just skills. I gained knowledge, confidence, and a deeper understanding of what it truly means to be a pastry chef. This school pushed me in ways I didn't expect. There were long days, early mornings, and moments where I had to step outside of my comfort zone. But through it all, I learned how important it is to stay consistent, trust the process, and believe in myself. Before coming here, there was moments in my journey where I was made to feel like this path wasn't for me, but instead of giving up, I held onto my passion, and standing here today reminds me why I never stopped believing. I want to give a special thank you to Chef Matt. Your patient support and willingness to explain things made a real difference in my growth throughout this school. I also want to thank Chef Chris. Your motivational talks and encouragements always came at the right time and helped me push through when I needed it the most. To all the other chefs, instructors, and staff, thank you for your support, dedication, and for creating such a welcoming and encouraging environment. I also want to thank my family. Thank you for your love, support, and patience throughout this journey, and for believing in me even on days where I doubted myself. To the graduates of the cohort of 2005, I am so proud of us. We showed up, we supported one another, and we kept going even when things were challenging. Each of us leaves here stronger and more prepared for what's ahead. Thank you to NOCHI for believing in us and helping us turn our passion into something real. Congratulations to cohort of 2025. We did it.
On the other side, in the Culinary Arts program, the battle royale for who was going to have the top spots here was really breathtaking to watch the points change hands here at the end. And because of that, we not only have one, but we have two salutatorians in the Culinary Arts program that we will be celebrating today. So I would like to invite our first Culinary Arts salutatorian to the stage, Narcisse Burchell. And if our second salutatorian could please make their way to the stage, that person is Emma Lloyd. All of the rankings were very close here at the end. This person did claim the honor of valedictorian with quite a bit of gusto throughout the entire program. So I am very honored to please ask this person to come up and be recognized and say a little something, and our Culinary Arts valedictorian, Lou Tran.
Good morning, distinguished guests. Good morning, faculty and staff. Good morning to the NOCHI Fall Class of 2025. Now, if you asked me 6 months ago why I decided to enroll in culinary school, I might answer to support my nephew, Bailey Tran, to fulfill a long-time dream, or maybe because my wife thought it was a great idea. She's always signing me up for random things. Well, no matter the reason that brought me to this defining moment, I believe it's more important what I did with the opportunity. Many would question if it was necessary, especially since I've been in the restaurant business for over 15 years. I'd have to admit this is by far the hardest yet most satisfying achievement I've ever accomplished. To be standing here giving a valedictorian speech, I'm truly honored and thankful. To my cohort, thank you. We came here from different backgrounds, different stages of life, but we showed up every day with the same determination. You pushed me, you supported me, and reminded me what true community is in this industry. I'll always be grateful for the bonds we built and the memories we created. To the faculty and staff, especially Chef Kent, Chef Rebecca, Chef Blair, Chef Jacob, Chef Kaylin, Chef Tris, Chef Matt. Again. Thank you for believing in us, especially on the days we doubted ourselves. You didn't just teach us technique, you taught us discipline, resilience, and respect for the craft. To Ms. T. Martin, thank you for your dream and efforts in making New Orleans a culinary destination for the world and for establishing NOCHI as a place that now holds a special place in my heart. You're truly inspirational. And to my family, the achievement belongs to you as much as it does to me. Thank you for your sacrifices, your patience, and for understanding the late nights and what sometimes felt like a long-distance relationship. Y'all truly understood the assignment. This experience reminded me why I fell in love with this industry. Passion doesn't fade, it evolves. And choosing to invest in yourself, no matter your age or circumstances, can change everything. As we leave here today, I know I'll miss this place. I'll miss my classmates. I'll miss showing up every day to learn and grow together. Hold on. The time is 11:47, chefs. Definitely didn't want to miss that, especially our last time call together. Heck, I would miss all the dishes I washed. Everyone knows Uncle Lou loves washing dishes. But on a more serious note, here's my challenge to my cohort. Go big, go do big things, lead with integrity, take risks. Don't be afraid to take up space in this industry. We didn't come this far not to bring the gas. So sharpen your knives and perfect those cuts. Cook with passion and season with love. If the sky's the limit, aim for the Michelin stars. And last but not least, as Chef Kaylin would remind us, don't forget that linen bag. The one full of that money, dude. Congratulations, Embers. NOCHI, fall class of 2025. Thank you.
Now for the presentation of our certificates. I invite Director of Admissions and Student Affairs, Jessica Couch, to come to the stage.
Good morning. I'm honored to present today's graduates. Taylor Armstrong, Baking and Pastry Arts. Allison Arnold, Culinary Arts. Adrian Avila, Culinary Arts. Justin Barajas, Culinary Arts. Zaye Basant, Culinary Arts. Narcisse Burchell, Culinary Arts. Ingrid Castaneda, Culinary Arts. Riley Chavez, Culinary Arts. Matt Futernick, Culinary Arts. Keishia Gray, Baking and Pastry Arts. Crystalline Gross, Culinary Arts. Desmond James, Culinary Arts. Leslie Jarrow, Baking and Pastry Arts. Amani Joseph, Baking and Pastry Arts. Sharika Jr., Baking and Pastry Arts. Mariah Kircher, Baking and Pastry Arts. Quincy Lewis, Baking and Pastry, Culinary Arts. Jacob Joseph Lopez, Culinary Arts. Emma Lloyd, Culinary Arts. Jackson Maddox, Baking and Pastry Arts. Jeremiah Morgan, Culinary Arts. Lester Natareno, Culinary Arts. Quentin Percy Jr., Culinary Arts. Isufran Rodriguez Reyes, culinary arts. Bailey Tran, culinary arts. Lou Tran, culinary arts. Raul Ulloa, culinary arts. Joshua Wellwood, culinary arts.
As our exercises wind down, I'd like to thank each of you for not only being here today, but for supporting our graduates in their NOCHI journey. NOCHI is grateful for the community that helps our school and our students achieve their success. Now, I'd like to ask our newest alumni, please put on your chef toques. Graduates, please come back to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fall 2025 graduates of the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute. Chefs, 3, 2, 1. Thank you and good afternoon, everybody.